sovereign carbon. Why is it the answer? Scale, right? Let me riffing on scale before. Who has all the carbon? Countries. Carbon comes from the land. Who has the most land? Countries. Governments. Not the private sector. Governments do. So just kind of carbon 101. Who controls the most carbon supply? Who's got the most stock? Countries do. Who can afford the upfront costs to issue a security and get the legal opinions done and the like? Well, a big corporation can do that, but so can a country. A small fry carbon developer can't do that, right? They're out there planting trees in the Amazon and restoring mangroves, and that's actually great work. It's just not at a scale that achieves the change that's required because not enough capital has been put to work. These entities don't have, $1 million to front the issuance costs. The government does. It's a drop in the bucket to a government. Oh, wait, I pay $1 million to Wall Street, and 2 months later, I get 500 million for my carbon? Okay, right? And so the governments not only have control of the carbon and of the resources, but they have the wherewithal to undertake the transactions. They have credit ratings. They're known issuers of other debt instruments and the like. So they're known players in the capital markets. That's the logical place to start. And that's how you get supply into a market. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Andrew, I add another thing from the buyer, investor / buyer of the sovereign note itself. If you look at it from a risk stack standpoint, I'm down here and I'm a customer and I'm buying voluntary carbon, and that is reliant on multiple layers of approvals from the government ultimately. And I sort of think about it as we're talking about, senior debt, and it's almost like subordinated debt. So my probability of getting delivery at the top level at a nation state coverage, national program ultimately is a higher probability than that of delivery at a voluntary carbon market level where, as you pointed out, the developer is thinly capitalized. He's relying on bank debt, VC debt, private equity, whatever, to just scrape the pennies together to get the deal, get his project off the ground. That, from a buyer standpoint, my risk is greater that I will not get a delivery of my carbon, my environmental benefit, because I'm lower down that stack, that capital stack or carbon stack in a particular country. And I don't believe that's been fully, we're certainly raising that point with the marketplace, and people are becoming more aware of that sort of gradient of risk that hasn't been really looked at before. It's been compliance market here or voluntary, but there is a better solution, as we feel, where sovereign carbon is actually the convergence tool or instrument.